Hey everybody, it is Billy at Bakersfield Tough. Man, I just want to say that I was super impressed today on how many people showed up to that supervisor meeting. It was packed and then some. I mean, there were thousands of people inside. They had extra rooms that were completely filled to capacity. They had hundreds of people outside that couldn't even get in, still out there giving their support. It was amazing. It's still going on now. And I'm telling you, man, that was awesome to see. I wanted to go up there and give like a 4-minute, take tonight. And I said, you know what? I don't want to waste these people's time because, I have Bakersfield Tough, so I can reach a lot of people here. I'd probably better to do it there. And, but I wanted to give my take on it. And I don't want to get too much into what it would do to this city or this town or Kern County or California because, it would devastate. Well, towns like Bakersfield, it would devastate. I mean, you're talking about, teachers, first responders, people in the oil industry, people in the industrial industry, restaurants. I mean, there's no company in this town that would not be touched if oil left. It would just devastate Bakersfield. It would change the landscape of this city forever. And it's almost scary to think of, right? And so that's that. But I want to talk about why oil is perceived the way it is, right? And, anytime we hear about oil, especially the people in San Francisco or around LA or whatever, anytime they think about oil, all they do is think of the bad things, right? Oil bad. That's all that ever gets put in front of them by the media and by everybody. It's oil and politicians. Is oil bad? Oil's warming up the planet. It's oil's fault, right? So we got to get off oil, right? And they never talk about the good, right? They don't talk about the toothbrushes that are made from oil. They don't talk about the phones that are on that are made from oil. They don't talk about the tires on their car that's made from oil or the roads that are made from oil that got them there. They don't talk about the TV set that they have in their living room that they watch every day that has oil products in it. Stand up and do a 180 in your home and just look at how many products are in your home that oil helped make, okay? They don't talk about that. That's the good stuff. They don't ever talk about that. You never hear about that and how lucky we are to have this, oil. They don't ever talk about that, right? So what they do talk about is other forms of energy like electric cars, right? And renewable energies, but they never talk about the bad part of that. They only push the good part of that in front of people. So of course, if you're only pushing the good stuff and then you're only hearing the bad stuff about oil, of course you're going to think that other product's better. They don't talk about the kids that in the Congo that pull up the cobalt to make the lithium batteries. They don't talk about that. Right? Elon Musk doesn't talk about that. He says he gets it from China, but China gets it from them. So yeah, they don't talk about that because that would, make it look bad. So we don't talk about that. They don't talk about what they're going to do with all these batteries in these electrical cars. They have about an 8 to 9 year lifespan. They're huge things, right? They don't talk about where they're going to put all these things. If everybody got on them, they have an electrical grid that they can't even power our lights in the summer. They always have blackouts. They can't even manage what we have now, but they think they're going to put everybody on electric cars on this grid. They can't even do it without starting fires all over California. Yet they think they're going to have a whole grid on electric cars charging up. Now, here's the thing too. A lot of these people that charge their cars up, that's all fine and dandy. But a lot of that electricity comes from fossil fuel powering up the plants that you're getting your electricity from. It's crazy, right? But they don't talk about that, right? All they want to talk about is oil bad and this electric car thing and all this other energy stuff is going to be good. And that's going to be the future. Well, it's a complete power play. A lot of it is politicians. Who's getting funded? A lot of these politicians that are trying to push oil out have backings from big tech that is their competition, right? And so what do? They try to make oil at least expensive because the more expensive you can make oil, right, the more that electric cars seem like a better idea. I mean, if oil was cheap, like it is right now, which they don't like, if oil is cheap, why would you get an electrical car? Why would you get one? I can get around, if oil's under $3, if gasoline's under $3 a gallon, why would I care about getting, that doesn't work. So they try hard to make the price of gasoline super high, to push out oil. And here's the thing too, like this area, California, does an awesome job at pulling oil. They do it cleaner than anywhere else in the world. They do. They make the water better than when they get it. It's amazing. And so what do they want to do? They want to get rid of the one place that does it the cleanest, right? And send it overseas to a place who could give a we're all adults, ass about how clean you want it pulled up. They do not care at all. They'd laugh at you if you talked about doing it, the regulations that we have here, right? But we think it's better for the planet if we take it from the one place that's doing it clean and send it to some place that doesn't care because we don't have to see it. That's the philosophy we have. So there is an agenda. It's ridiculous that we think of oil as being a bad thing. It's a beautiful thing for all of us. It has made our lives awesome. A lot of the things that bring us happiness come from oil products. That's never talked about. and this idea, this utopia of this battery powered grid that we're going to have is going to be this utopia is a false component. It is ridiculous when you start breaking it down. And anyway, I'm glad that we're all here, and it's important that we expose all of this so people understand how valuable oil is, especially in California. All right, that is my take. Thanks for hanging out. This was over 5 minutes. I didn't mean it to be that long. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching, and support local oil. This is Billy at Bakersfield Tough.